My name's Wayne Sproul. I'm a fitter and turner by trade, father of 4 kids. In 2008 we made the decision to move from Melbourne to Maryborough. Maryborough is about 2 hours kind of northwest of Melbourne.
I'm Penny. I'm from Horsham in regional Victoria. I work at GWM Water, proud ASU member, delegate, branch exec. I've been involved in Rotary and Craft for a Cause. It's an initiative from the Uniting Church and they help different organisations. I think it comes back to those union values, that getting back and helping people.
My name is Vasalia Governor. I've been a disability worker since 1998. I've been a health and safety rep for 20 years. I've been living in Wallen since 2000 and just love basically the freedom in Australia, especially because both my husband and I grew up in the apartheid era in South Africa.
My name's Annette Deeth. I live in Riddles Creek, which is a small town on the outskirts of Melbourne. It's a country lifestyle, but it's still close enough that I can commute to the city for work. I live here with my husband and our 2 children. I work at Morris Blackburn Lawyers with our client unions, and it's fantastic to be able to assist them and their members get access to justice.
I'm just ringing tonight to introduce myself. I'm Annette Deeth and I'm your local candidate here for the upcoming local council election in the Western Ranges. How are you doing?
So things that I would like to see would be some better services into mental health and the LGBTQI families.
I don't want you to ever think that you're a political outsider, because you're not. You have the skills, you have the ability to speak to people, you have the ability to bring people together. I don't know people who are better at it than union delegates.
For a very long time people had said, I really think you should run for council, and I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Actually, the first year that I enrolled for candidate school, I then changed my mind and go, no, I can't do this.
I had no intention originally of running for council.
Being a local councillor was never really a part of my plan.
The second time when I enrolled, I think it was Nadia that called me and had a conversation with me, and then Dave, they go, Vass, you've got nothing to lose, give it a go.
Nothing had been done like this in Australia before. So we were doing that for the first time, we were building that curriculum. But we were also sort of engaging folks to really believe themselves. And it's all playing with this idea of, could I make this kind of difference? And that's stepping into this total uncertainty.
Oh, they didn't tell us it was going to be that hard. Like, I thought, all right, just, put up some campaign posters, and it was hard work, but it was good work. I lost a lot of weight when I did that. The best part of letterboxing for us was having that one-on-one communication with people in the community.
I work in Ballarat, so I work, come home, being shift work. I didn't have the biggest community profile, so social media became really big in my platform, and so my wife basically did most of that. Caitlin, my eldest daughter, she helped out with photos, and our other 2 sons was computer stuff, because it's been a long time since I've used a computer.
On a state and federal level, the seat of Lowan and the seat of Mallee are probably the 2 safest seats in the country and in the state. So from a campaigning perspective, constituents weren't used to having meaningful conversations. You just rock up on election day and you just vote for who you've always voted for, and the outcome is always the same. So I guess we did things a little bit differently. The region, the community is not used to campaigning like us union folk are used to. It was a huge group effort. There was probably close to 100 people that contributed to the campaign. We had core flutes, amazing social media. We did 2 mailbox drops. It was a really good way to connect with people, and we got lots of phone calls and people wanted to interact with us because we did that.
I've worked in many different roles, including working for members of parliament, and I loved working behind the scenes, but I never saw myself as being the face of any of those elected positions. Being part of candidate school and meeting the fantastic people that I had the opportunity to be involved with really gave me the confidence, but also the shared values.
Right, so we're going to do some speeches tonight. Flick over to Wayne now.
Firstly, thanks to everyone for reading the speeches. They're amazing. I'm just going to lower the standard a little bit now.
Yours is really good. Wayne actually made me change my speech. You inspired me, Wayne. I made heaps of changes after I heard yours, so go for it.
My name is Wayne Sproul and I'm running for council in the Maryborough ward of the Central Goldfields Shire.
I mean, initially it really was such an experimental idea. It was what if we could get people to believe that they could run, and what if one day they would start winning? We never expected in the first try that people would be elected.
One of my best friends from school, her daughter Violet, thought that we were campaigning to beat Donald Trump. So yeah, she was pretty devastated when she learnt we hadn't knocked him off.
I think when I first applied and did my registration, like there was like 2 people in Maryborough, and there was 4 seats available. I said to Jill, I said, I might win this by default, you know, we might be lucky here. And then about 2 days before nominations closed, another like 10 people came in. So I think we had like 12 candidates in total for Maryborough, and they're like, oh, okay, that brings it back to reality a little bit.
The day when all of the last few votes were coming in, and I thought, oh my God, okay, so it's like Penny is in. You know, Penny has Horsham. And then, hang on, so Nets is now coming in. And I remember like my phone like ringing off the hook of like other people following her race. I just went like, hang on. and then Wayne as well. And Visalia was just such a champion in that community. And just really speaking that truth to power.
In that moment I found out I had been elected. I thought of my mum. She has really been an amazing influence in my life, raising 4 kids, working night shift as a Div 2 nurse. She was just the heart of our local town, and I rang her straight away and told her the good news because in that moment she was the first person I thought of.
When I did candidate school, I realized that I could actually reconnect to the community. Look, we stopped any involvement with the community after we moved here. So we had people like throw stones on our roof, throw eggs on the windows. They damaged my little temple that we had outside, and it's all because we didn't fit in. Candidate school actually gave me the confidence to reconnect with my community. And since then, I've joined the Writing Book Club, the Metro Shire Suicide Prevention Network, and we're starting up the Multicultural Association.
If I'm fortunate enough to make people's lives better at the end of 4 years, my term as a councillor has been successful. So obviously as a regional city, housing's an issue. So one of the first things as a council we did was approve a little precinct with 35 one-bedroom units, and I had a number of people who've worked in social and community housing, people who work in the family violence space, reach out and say thank you for doing that, thank you for approving it, because we really need that.
So I think out of the 79 councils in Victoria, as far as the socio-economic gradings, that Maryborough is 79 out of 79, unfortunately. So we are down at the lower end. We do have relatively high unemployment. That would be really nice to try and work on. Being a lower socio-economic community as well, that raises other issues with access to specialists and things like that. Yeah, we had an issue with one of our kids, and it was quite serious on a Friday. It was, you call back Monday. So, when you're not sure if your kid's going to be alive by the end of the weekend, that's kind of a little bit hard. So I think some more investment in that would be really, really welcome.
My dream for the community is to ensure that we have good quality services for our local residents. Simple measures like footpaths, lighting, general safety, and in particular we want to protect the natural environment that we have.
From what I hear, people are happy with me in town, which is really good. Knowing that you truly do represent them and not a corporate entity or something along those lines.
Being a workplace delegate is probably the best grounding anyone could have to being a councillor. At the end of the day, you're sitting at the table fighting for the people you represent, you care about, and having their best interests brought to the table and being heard.
For the first time ever, there's 44% elected female representatives at the local government level. That's across all local governments. So it's an amazing time to be elected as a female at local council. And last year also commemorated 100 years since our first female council was elected here in Victoria.
We do need to take a photo. I don't know if we can get in.
You want us to move to the right or the left?
Always to the left.
Big smile. Beautiful.
Candidate school is not just about preparing you for politics. I think candidate school gives you the tools to think about how can I make a difference? And that difference doesn't mean that you have to be an elected council officer. It doesn't mean that you have to have a position in Parliament. I think candidate school just gives you the tools, one, to be yourself, and two, to actually make those changes. It basically teaches you to say, why not now? Why not me?